that down. Let's move on to this, shall we? You know, Penguin has been winning a lot of awards. And again, that train just kept going at the recent SAG Awards, where Colin Farrell once again took Best Lead Actor in a Television Movie or Limited Series. And good for him. He deserved it. Absolutely brilliant in it. We've gone on many times on the show about how great Penguin is. But you might have seen a lot of people running with the headlines that he doesn't want to do a season 2. As a matter of fact, the headline itself, right from Variety, says Colin Farrell, quote unquote, is in no rush to do the Penguin season 2. I have no deep desire to do it, which is what he said. But let's take a look at what his full comments are here. So when asked backstage at the SAG Awards about, hey, you're going to do Penguin season 2 now, right? Like with all the success and how much love the show has. This is what Colin Farrell said. I don't want it. I do not want it. He told me exclusively backstage at the SAG Awards. We all left it in the ring in those 8 hours. I would hate to, just because of a quote unquote success, have to go again and for it to be a diluted version of what people seem to feel it is. Okay, so he's coming out and saying, I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. But is he really saying that? Because he actually goes on to say this. So I'm in no rush. I have no deep desire to do it. Sure. If they think it's something that works in conjunction as a parallel to Matt Reeves' cinematic universe and it's a good idea, I'm open to it. But it's not something concerning me. This has become the standard boilerplate template for all actors to say when asked about a sequel. No, I don't think we need to go back to it. I would hate to water down what we've already done, but if they have a good idea, I'll do it. While everybody else is reading Colin Farrell's comments, and I understand why, I do. I'm not calling anybody dumb. I get why. And saying, oh, he doesn't want to do it. I look at the full context of his comments, and I'm like, he just told us he's going to do it.
He's going to be Penguin in that movie anyway.
Yeah, he's coming back as Penguin anyway. But I mean, to me, whenever an actor says, well, I mean, I don't really think we should, but if they come to me with a good idea, that's saying he's going to do it. Yeah. And believe me, I watched his acceptance speeches, every one of his acceptance speeches. Don't think for a second that he didn't, and he deserved it. Of course he should. That he didn't absolutely love every moment. There's very few things that are really as cool as recognition from your peers. And that's what winning all these awards and accolades from the people he respects in his own craft, acknowledging him, that's an amazing feeling. And so, guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Kikoff. Man, time flies, doesn't it? 1 minute, you're reminiscing about your last vacation, and the next, you're thinking about major life goals, like buying a car, getting that dream home. But if your credit isn't where it needs to be, those goals can feel out of reach. And that's where Kikoff comes in, the #1 credit building app in the App Store that makes it easy, affordable, and stress-free to build credit fast. And that's exactly why I love Kikoff. They give you a credit line for just building credit, not for spending. Your on-time payments get reported to the 3 major credit bureaus, helping you improve your credit mix and payment history, 2 of the biggest factors in credit growth. If your credit is under 600, you could see a jump of about 28 points in your first month. No credit check, no hidden fees, no interest, just smart credit building. Building credit can happen faster than you expect with Kikoff. Don't wait. Get your first month for just $1 at getkikoff.com/Campea. That's Kikoff without the C. Get 80% off at getkikoff.com/Campea. Must sign up via getkikoff.com/Campea to activate offer. Offer applies to new customers first month only. Subject to approval. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions may apply. Point stat based on Equifax Vantage Score 3.0 changes for Kikoff users starting under 600 who made their first on-time payment between January of 2021 and March of 2024. Payment and credit activity outside Kikoff can have an impact on your credit. Individual results may vary. Chris, I mean, I get it. He's been saying things like, oh my God, the 8 hours of putting on and taking off this makeup, the walking around with 75 pounds of this stuff on me, and I don't want it. I don't want to do it all. I get it, but I'm interpreting this as him saying, yeah, of course I'm coming back. I don't know. How do you interpret it?
I feel like that is our safe bet of I'm doing the PR thing. However, with Colin Farrell in particular, who does not mince words and also isn't the best at doing his own publicity sometimes,
it's true,
which is often hilarious and charming because he just says whatever comes off the dome. But I feel like for him, though, because he has been so vocal about, hey, yeah, this is a great character and I love playing him, but this is hard work and also really tedious. I can understand for him of, no, I'll just keep showing up in the movies. I don't need to keep doing series. And especially because with this show, everyone seemed so surprised that comic book content could be this good.
What?
There was this huge thing. Everyone did just Scooby-Doo it. Huh? And so... The Sopranos. But I think that with that in mind, there is this pressure for season 2 to really, really perform in a way that I don't think other shows deal with. Everyone has to have that sophomore slump. I feel like this show, a season 2, would be really, really looked at in a hypercritical way that would just almost set it up for failure. So I can understand in this case, no, I don't want to do the worst version of season 1. So I feel like in this one case, I do actually trust, love, and believe somebody.
But I mean,
that's how
one
we
of the things
get
he
you.
said
Yeah.
was, if
It's
they
mostly
come
'cause
up
it's
with
an
a
Irish
good
rogue.
idea, I'm open to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think any actor or any director or any writer who has a successful series would want to come back and do a worse version of that. I don't think any
No,
actor out there
of
would
course
do
not.
that. And that's why, like, when I kind of look at it and he says, but, you know, if they come with a good idea, I'm open to it. I mean, I think that goes without saying. I don't think if they went to Colin Farrell and showed him a script for season 2 and it was absolute garbage,
Yeah.
that he'd say, yeah,
for sure,
sign
for
me
sure.
up.
But I feel like in this case, it's not I'm being a cheeky little actor who doesn't want to reveal too much. I think it is him genuinely doing, well, I don't want to do a bad version. So yeah, if it's good, I'll do it. And if it's not good, I won't.
Yeah.
I
Rob,
mean, just-
how do you interpret it?
Well, I kind of I agree with Chris. I mean, you always leave a door open. Nobody slams a door on anything. That's never a good plan. But you know, in this day and age, every time you want to follow up something with success, if you already have something that's at the pinnacle, there's not a lot of ways to go except down. It's hard to exceed success. I mean, and he's probably thinking, well, the last time somebody followed up being a successful Batman villain, they were in the Joker. And then now they followed that up with Folie et Deux, which is now going to be a cautionary tale for sequels for, you know, the 100 years. So I get where he's coming from. Both Matt Reeves, the Batman, and this show, they spoke to what they were after was such a high level of success, and they were
So
really
good.
They were really aspiring to something. And I think that Colin Farrell, you know, I'm a huge Colin Farrell fan. You know, all the way from things like In Bruges. I will defend to the death Michael Mann's Miami Vice. I thought he was great as Crockett.
He was really good in that.
He was great. And I just love the guy. So he's had his ups, he's had his downs. He knows what's up. He doesn't need to be in things. He doesn't need to follow up something unless it's truly special. So I believe he means that, but why slam the door? And in this day and age, look what happens. We're talking about it on a show. Well, what did he mean? And he's like you pointed out, he's left it open, which is the way to go.
And now he can't be considered like a hypocrite because we've seen before where people are like, no, I'm done with that. And then 5 years later, things aren't going so great. And it's like, you said
I'll
you
come
were
back.
beyond this.
Yeah.
Well, I just couldn't say anything at the time. And that's why I don't trust or love anyone usually.
But,
Exactly.
okay, this is all great in theory. You had to put $500 on, which we're not doing. I'm just saying, but if you did, you had to put $500 on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, are you betting that $500 that we will see Colin Farrell back in a Penguin season 2, or that we wouldn't?
In what world am I fluid with money here?
I'm not, that's in theory.
In theory,
theoretical
okay.
money.
In Monopoly money,
Come on.
yeah, I'd do it.
Okay,
I'd do
Rob,
it.
do you think if you had to put 500 theoretical internet dollars on it, would you bet that we are going to see Colin Farrell back in a Penguin season 2, or that we will not have a Penguin season 2?
I don't think we'd have Penguin season 2. I think he'd be in a movie first.
Well, he definitely will be in the movie first. That we know. That's a fact.
I don't think so, only
Really?
because he's done it. You know, I don't think that there's much he can do. Look, never say never, but it's got to be great for him to do it.
I agree. I think it's got to be great for even James Gunn to greenlight it at this point.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's possible to do that.
I think they can. I mean,
Yeah,
I
of course you can.
I look at like Succession season 1 and then Succession season 2, or Game of Thrones and then Game of Thrones season 2. You know, they can do it. It's not easy though. It's not going to
true.
be an easy thing to do, because you're right. That Joker Folie à Deux, although not part of a shared cinematic universe, that Joker is a good cautionary tale. That's a very,
It is.
very
And you
right
know what?
about that.
I have a controversial take. People now are impugning. I've impugned my own taste by saying I like that film because I thought what they did with that movie was pretty audacious and interesting. Do I think it's what people wanted? Absolutely not. But I watch that movie and I look at the craft with which they put into it and the performances and everything that happened. I enjoyed that film. I wouldn't have made that movie, but I think that we are better off that a movie like that exists. It's just that, everybody wanted it to be something else. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? Colin Farrell said, I don't want to do it. But if they come to me with a good idea, I'm open to it. I mean, and I'll put it to you, if you had to wager 500 theoretical dollars on it, do you think we are at some point going to get Colin Farrell? I mean, we're going to see him as Penguin again for sure, but are we going to see him in a Penguin season 2? I think we will. Rob doesn't think so. Chris mildly thinks so. How do you guys think about it? Whatever you think, jump down to the comments below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.